Members, it is about time to make a start. Item 1, confirmation of the minutes of the 20th meeting held on April the 10th. Can I take the minutes as confirmed? I have relayed members' comments that the CS should let us know about the time that the statement will be made regarding the constitutional reform. The CS said that once a decision has been made, she will seek to make the statement in Electoral. There may be a short notice. She also pointed out that in the statement it would cover not just the results of the consultation, but also the specific proposals regarding the election of the chief executive in 2017 and also the resolution to be tabled. Mr. Ip Kok Him, Chairman. The administration seems to be saying that they'll be coming along on the 22nd. This is a matter dear and near to our heart. And I think that at the next House Committee meeting, we might have a bit of discussion there. All right, Mr. Ip, normally we would wait a week before we take the matter up at the House. With members' agreement, we can deal with this at the House Committee on the 24th. Ms. Emily Lau. Chairman, is the CS coming along next week? She'll be talking about population policy. Well, obviously, it is an important subject, but we have we're going to see what happened on Wednesday, and on Friday when she comes along, we can't talk about population policy alone as if nothing else ever happened. If members agreed that she has all the scheduled for visiting us, now we may have opportunities to talk about this in the future, but she is going to make a statement on Wednesday, and she's coming to us again at the House Committee on Friday. If members are agreeable, subject to members' consensus, please do not walk to and fro in front of me. I mean, you're making me very, very dizzy. Someone is walking past back and forth a couple of times in front of me. All right, subject to members' agreement and subject to your agreement, I lost my train of thought. She can talk about the population policy, but at least there should be a bit of time devoted to the electoral reform. Yes, indeed, we talked about this with the CS. She said that the subject has been on the table for so long. And as I said earlier on, we will deal with that on the 24th, and we can have a subcommittee up and running straight away. The CS said there would be plenty of opportunity to talk about constitutional reform. We will be talking about this at the subcommittee and indeed other forums. So we will stick with the population policy when we meet the CS. Oh yes, the CS said that the administration would try to avoid introducing any subsidiary legislation during the period when filibustering takes place, and that would avoid a situation where amendments cannot be made because of the time taken up by the scrutiny of the appropriation bill. Very simply, with all these amendments put forward by members, it would take quite a bit of time for scrutiny, for discussion. Now, if there is a time limit for the scrutiny of the subsidiary legislation, if the filibustering takes a long time, that would prevent any amendments to be made to the subsidiary legislation. And the administration is playing fair. They will not be introducing a whole swathe of subsidiary legislation during this period of time. This was the practice last year, and the CS is really mentioning this again. Mr. Chen. she can talk with the president. We can have a special council meeting to deal with matters of significance. If the government is incompetent, if they're not doing anything about it, it's no good for them to twist the fact and shift the responsibilities. All right, any questions? Mr. Wong Kwok Kin, Chairman. Mr. Albert Chan talked about a special council meeting. I'm not with him. They are filibustering the budget, and I don't think I can subscribe to the idea of having any extra meetings. Business arising from previous council meetings, Legal Service Division report of subsidiary legislation gazetted on April 10th and tabled on April 15th. Legal advisor, please. Chairman, paper LS 58. There are 3 items there. The first 2 can be taken together. They have to do with the merchant shipping prevention of pollution by garbage regulation. Basically, the regulation will be updated in the light of the International Maritime Organization's updated convention for the prevention of pollution from ships. And this will go into effect on the 1st of July this year. Chairman, in the process of scrutinizing the regulation, we spotted some legal drafting issues. For clarification, where necessary, we will submit another report. At the Economic Development Panel, the administration briefed members on the 16th of December. Members pointed out that we should mount publicity as much as possible regarding these provisions. Do you see the need for a subcommittee? Ms. Sit Ho proposes a subcommittee. What members would like to join? There will be further circulation of invitation. Legal advisor, please. Chairman, the next one is Solicitors General Costs Amendment Rules 2014 commencement notice. This has to do with the photocopying fees. There is going to be a revision. The commencement date is July 13th. Subcommittee? No. Just a reminder that for amendments, the deadline is 13th of May, if extended, 3rd of June. Moving on next to other issues to be dealt with on the 29th of April. It would take a bit of time for the appropriation bill. We would go on the 23rd and 24th. The meeting will end at 1 p.m. On the 24th because of the House Committee. The arrangement will be circulated to members. Ms. Emily Lau. Chairman, you referred to the arrangement for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We'll end the meeting at 8 on Wednesday until 1 o'clock on Friday. What about the subsequent weeks? How soon will the President be making the announcement? We will have to organize our schedule. What information do you have for us now? SG. Chairman, I don't have any information for now for members. The Secretariat is liaising with political groupings in the Council to work out the arrangement. What about the small parties? Well, just the major political groupings. What about the small ones? I'm talking about all political groupings. Ms. Emily now. Well, this is all well and good. Now we will be submitting a report regarding the operation in the European parliaments. Do we have a consensus that we will end at 8? Sometimes the President would lengthen the meeting to 10 or 12. We may run the risk of not forming a quorum. Have we got all the details yet? Right. The SG will liaise with different members from different political groupings. Mr. Ip Kwok Him. Yes, indeed, Chairman, 24th is a Friday. Are we going to have Finance Committee? Without the Finance Committee, are we going to have any extended meetings? Well, we have special House Committee meeting, which will take us till 4 or 5. Yes, 2:30 will be the starting time, an hour and a half. Well, are we not having any council meeting after the House Committee? FC Chairman. Chairman, from what we heard from the administration, if the items today can be completed, we don't need a meeting on the 24th. Now, it is said that some members would like to have more time for certain items. My understanding is that if we cannot get all the 7 or 8 items out of the way, then we will have another go on the 24th. The HC will end by 4-ish, and we're going to have 2 more hours to deal with the outstanding items. But if all these items can be over and done with today, and if we can have a quick processing of the items, then we don't need the 2 hours. But otherwise, we can have one session after 4:30 of FC meeting. Mr. Kwok Him, Chairman, if we have Finance Committee meeting, then we can't have a council meeting. But otherwise, do we have council meetings? No, on Friday, we're going to have the meeting till 1 p.m. There are 3 pieces of subsidiary legislation. The deadline for amendment expires on the 22nd of April. No members would like to speak, so I won't be, in my capacity of chairman of the House Committee, move any motion there. First reading, Electoral Legislation Miscellaneous Amendments Bill 2015. Business for the Council meeting of 29th of April. Questions. Under 7E of ROP, when appropriation bill is being dealt with, there will be no oral questions to be put by members, since we're not sure how soon the appropriation bill will be completed. So on the 29th and the subsequent meetings will be subject to the usual arrangements. Basically, if members would like to put a question, and if they cannot put an oral question, they will have to indicate how they want to deal with it. The first option is to convert the oral question into a written question for that meeting, or they would like to reserve the oral question till the earliest opportunity, i.e. by the end of the deliberation of the appropriation bill. Any questions? Bill, first and second reading, Inland Revenue Amendment number 2, Bill 2015. Government motion. There is no notice for government motion. Members' motions. Ms. Chen Yunhan would like to move a motion on standard working hours, and Mr. Peter Cheung moves a motion on the lump sum grant and also competitive bidding arrangement for the welfare sector. Just a reminder that for amendments to these motions, the deadline is the 25th of April.
Position report on bills, committees and subcommittees is at the 16th of April. 10 bills committees are in operation, and then there are 8 subcommittees under the House Committee and 9 subcommittees under different panels in operation, and there are 3 subcommittees on the waiting list. Next, proposal of the panel on commerce and industry to nominate 1 member to attend the RSIS and WTO Parliamentarian Workshop on International Trade 2015, Mr. Wong Ting Kwong. Thank you. Chairman, members, the CIP proposes that upon the invitation of the RSIS and the WTO, we should nominate a member to attend the Parliamentarian Workshop on International Trade 2015. The workshop will be held in Singapore from the 25th to the 27th of May. The objective is to increase the capacity of regional legislators to engage in international trade issues. So for details of the workshop, members can read the relevant paper. The panel issued a circular inviting interested members to sign up to join the workshop, and a panel member, Mr. Sin Chung Kai, has indicated that he is interested to attend the workshop. And now the House Committee's approval is sought to nominate Mr. Sin Chung Kai to take part in the workshop and to approve the relevant funding to be charged to Mr. Sin's ODV accounts. Thank you. All right. Do members support the panel's recommendation? So do we agree that Mr. Sin Chung Kai be nominated to join or to attend this workshop? All right. Thank you. AOB, we have no AOB items. Meeting adjourned.